Hey Aquarius, welcome to your March reading. I am using the Archangel Power Tarot cards as the main deck for this reading. I'm also using Archangel Oracle and Indigo Angel for the kind of other cards that I'm using. I decided to use Angel energy because I feel like Pisces energy gives me that angel kind of angelic feel. I feel like it's perfect. So that's what we're going with. So you may have noticed a lot of angel numbers lately, a lot of synchronicities, a lot of symbology. This is your angels and your guides communicating with you. And I feel like it's a really spiritual time at the moment, actually. A great time for us to be really connecting. A lot of the advice for most of the signs at the moment is to um, check in with your spirituality, have some time, downtime, that kind of vibe. I haven't said this for the other signs in the opening. I feel like that's very relevant to you, Aquarius. The fact that I'm feeling the need to tell you it's time to check in. Are you in alignment with your spiritual self? This is the Indigo Angel cards, and the last ones. Oh, we'll get more when we go inside. Let me record this video, and then we'll go get a milkshake, and then I've got one more video to do. I got my 3-year-old, he's 3, his birthday was on Sunday. He's a little Pisces. So yeah, he's home with me. He might talk and things. You're shaking the camera. What? A drink? Mummy will get you one when we go inside, okay? Yeah? Just after this one video and we'll go get a drink. Okay guys, we start off with the Lover's card. That's a good one. Okay, this is Archangel Raphael. I do feel like, though I say it's a good one, that there may be healing in terms of the heart for you and relationships. This says, make choices from your heart, deeply emotional commitments, the power of love. So I feel like the drive needs to be love-based. This is really similar to another sign that I read where I felt like any decision that you're going to make, I think it was Cancer. So trust that this is coming from an emotional level. I feel like any decisions that you're making from this point forward come from a base of love, whether it be love for yourself, love for the passion of something that you desire to do, or your loved ones. Just using love as the fuel towards the decisions. So if you have decisions and logic is making you think it's a bad idea, but your heart's telling you yes, 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 jump in. The Lover's card does obviously represent kind of coming together in a reunion, a union. It doesn't typically mean reunion, but I just feel I needed to say that. So for some of you, you might have a reunion with a loved one, whether it be that they've been working away or been away for a while. They may be coming back into your life during this time. Um, Next to this, we have the card Compassion, and I do feel like there is this nurturing aspect needed. I actually think that you need to be feeling the love from a loved one in a relationship. And so I feel like for you, when it's coming to making decisions, even if it's coming to make decisions in regards to relationships, are you getting the nurturing and the loving from that? That may drive you in a direction towards what's actually best for you in your life, rather than just settling or being with somebody because you don't want to be alone. That's very common at the moment, that people are doing that, where they're coming into this realization that they're not happy, but they're like, but I don't want to be alone, and whatever excuses they come up with. So keep that in mind. I am going to touch back on that card when I get back up to the top. Yeah, next we have Two of Michaels. So there's definitely relationship vibes on the mind. Says, it will be all better if you just make a decision. Overanalyzing a problem, find a compromise. So don't overthink things. And again, stop thinking with the mind. If you think with the mind, you're confusing things. Your heart knows what it wants. And I feel like your heart knows actually what's the better idea. I get this dynamic that maybe there's more than one person entertaining your mind, your thoughts in regards to relationships, whether you're lingering on thoughts of a past person, or that there really is like two people to choose from. You're coming into a relationship, you've been seeing two people, like dating or something. I feel like it comes down to choosing and making an option. Don't overthink it, but again, think on terms of what's nurturing you, what's going to give you what you actually crave in a relationship. That seems to me what will help you make the right decision for you. So we come back to that compassion. So there's definitely reunions and unions and love needed and nurturing, but be kind to yourself as well. Um, the next card that comes is share your wisdom. I do feel like you actually, in terms of love and how caring and that you are, you hold a lot of knowledge on these areas, but nobody knows it. I feel like it's not a quality that you share with the world. And I do feel like it's time for you to change that because Aquarius, like you are typically not known for being like this as such, but I feel like it is a typical Aquarian trait to actually have really deep feelings and be really affectionate. But what you actually put out sometimes it comes is like an opposite. I feel as though you never really portray who you truly are on the outside. It's kind of as though, for example, coming across more professional than relatable. Now this might not be necessarily the case, but this is a really good example to how to show it. Like sometimes if we come into work groups, we might actually come across as I'm boss energy and be really kind of more um, like harder, like less being able to really get into the deep nitty gritty feeling side of things, and you're actually just on the surface level. I'm your friend, but you don't know any personal details about me. Kind of like that. It's like keeping it professional rather than actually inviting in true, authentic relationships. It's kind of similar to that. In the sense of I feel like it's time for you to actually change it up and show how sensitive you actually are and invite that into your world and share that wisdom and knowledge with other people. I feel like that could actually help you in connections for work. Being a little bit softer can help you to build up that dynamic, especially if you have a spiritual business or where you're working with people. I do feel like you're relatable, but I feel like it's come to the point where you need to be a little bit more vulnerable and letting people in terms of you when teaching. I feel like the best spiritual teachers have been through a lot and they share their experiences and can empathize because they've been through that. If we come across of I've never been through this so I can help you, that's like a load of bollocks and doesn't work. Sorry guys, it's the truth. Really people who can empathize are people that have just experiences a wide range of emotions. So you're allowed to be that emotional, vulnerable person and excel massively. And I feel like actually that's the key. And I keep saying key ingredients in terms of work dynamics at the moment. I feel like people have these just key ingredients that can really kickstart them and push them that one step further. And with you, I feel vulnerability and compassion can really be that key ingredient. So we have Page of Ariel next. She is reliable, clever, educated, and balanced. And I definitely feel like this is something you try and like portray yourself to be. But sometimes I feel like when we try and portray something, it comes off as inauthentic, and that's where I feel like this is imbalanced. But we'll move from that to see if this is what it's saying. This is an excellent opportunity will be offered to you. Scholarships or the pursuit of education, time to get to work. I do feel like work is an underlying dynamic here, and this has been the case for, I've done Libra, and it's the same. I feel like it's the time to be taking taking advantage of the energies in the air at the moment, the astrology, and it's a time of manifesting and really attracting abundance. But we have to be putting in the action to manifest exactly what we're craving and desiring, and this is saying exactly that. It's time to get to it. If you need to study something, if you need to do something, and I do think actually in order to become vulnerable and peel off the layers, this is you actively learning how to do that. If it's not something we naturally do, we're programmed ourselves to keep walls up, to not really know how to express ourselves in that way. It comes with learning that. It comes with spiritual exploration. So keep that in mind. But also in terms of work, if you have a dynamic where it would help you to study further on an area, it's trying to get the spider webs with things that he throws at it, rocks and twigs. That could really be beneficial to study in an area that will excel you in that, and this is the time to take advantage of it, and you'll reap the rewards of action that you take during this time. Bernice, that's a bit noisy. I know, you hit it. Just try and be careful. The world. You have the world. So this is one of the best cards you can get in terms of what you are desiring to achieve. It's saying you have the world in your hands. You have everything already. It's a happy ending. It is things coming to completion. It's kind of a seeing results to something that we've worked very hard for. It's this card in this deck specifically can mean spiritual growth and insight, and I do feel like this comes with this realizations of what you need to do in your life in order to make it more authentic for you. And I just feel as though it's making your quality of life better, because I feel as though you have everything already. And sometimes we have all that we need and all that we desire, but we don't quite feel the love and gratitude, appreciation that we realize that we thought we would. And it comes with self-work with that, because if we're not feeling it, means we're not expressing something. If something is repressed, and something needs to be kind of brought to our attention. So keep that in mind, Aquarius. I do feel like this has been a very healing journey for you over the last couple of years, and it's coming to this space now where you are actively seeing and understanding, and it's now putting it into practice. We have clairaudience, Archangel Zedekiel. Notice the loving guidance you hear inside your mind from out or from others. I do feel like there is wisdom coming from you outside. People are telling you this, like, for example, in terms of relationships, I was going to go somewhere else, but it's leading to me this. In terms of relationship, I'm telling you, I feel like people are telling you exactly what they are wanting or what they're offering. Oh, you got it. Well done. In terms of what they're offering. So you're hearing it, but you're not hearing it. Maybe you're thinking they might be different this time, or maybe they think they want that. They're saying they want that, but they don't. But they're telling you. So hear what people are saying, and then make a decision from your heart. Don't overthink it. People are telling you. You're telling yourself too. Don't overthink it. Yeah, is there one in there? He loves bugs and spiders and things. Okay, well, don't touch it. Remember, careful of spiders if you don't know what it is. Peace. Archangel Chamuel. Peace comes from remembering that only love is real. And I do feel like the peace is really starting with not overthinking. I'm getting this sense of something's being just drawn out and being overthought of, and it causing you internal stress because you are just overthinking instead of taking action. Astrologically, we're in this time where taking risks are in our best interest, facing our fears, not letting things stop us from really embracing what we want in life. This is the things. And I feel like you need to realize and think with yourself on the risk taking. As I'm saying that, I feel the need to say, like, as though you'll go, I always take risks all the time. I live life like that. And this is saying, yes, but no, you don't. You take you might take reckless risks. You might just jump in and be irrational. Like, you know what I mean? Like, take quick decisions. And maybe I'll use an example. For example, you all of a sudden decide to go on a plane and go somewhere the next day. Like, that kind of jumping into something. That's not taking safe risks. I mean, for some people it is. If I was to do that, that would be taking a risk. And I feel like it would lead me to a more enlightened experience, because the way I live my life, that would be a good thing. But when you're always living like that and it's not in alignment with your path, so you're taking reckless risks. And I feel like the things that hold you back would be more the mundane, the settling down, getting a house, keeping financial things. These are not necessarily to you, but it is an example of the differences of what is a risk. To you, it could be risky to really push yourself out of your comfort zone to create stability. And I do feel like, Aquarius, stability is something that's been on the cards for you, of wanting and you trying to get it and it being out of grasp, but it's because you're on this journey of figuring out yourself, I think, is what I would say. Actually, this is exactly the next card says. Queen of Raphael, kind, understanding, giving, psychic. Follow your heart. This could be a loving home, family. It's trusting psychic information. So again, if you are receiving intuitive thoughts, or you kind of know but you're doing the overthinking, trust in that. Also, if you go for readings, or the fact that you're even here in the first place, trust the information being given to you, in terms of this helping towards your stability. The love for family and home, I feel like you want what you don't have, and this may perhaps be that dynamic where you are able to feel stable in your personal life, in terms of feeling the love, having that compassion come from and nurture from somebody. But you have to choose that. You have to, with anything in our life, nothing falls onto our plate. We get what we choose. People that are in relationships for 50 years choose to be in that relationship. People that attract people and get long-term relationships, they're choosing to be in a long-term relationship. They're choosing to focus on that area. So when you don't have that in your life, you are actively choosing that. And people will be like, oh yeah, but I don't meet people. I live in my own house. I'm not meeting new people. I'm not having friends because I don't go anywhere to meet people and make new friends. That's me actively choosing that. Yes, I get lonely sometimes. Yes, I wish I had friends and connections. It is an area that I struggle in, that sometimes I do feel that is beyond me. However, I don't try. I choose actively to be isolated, to choose my hermit mode. As you see what I'm saying? Like, we do actually choose our misfortunes as much as we do choose our fortunes. So realize that. The Emperor. Oh, this is a really good card. So you have great cards. You have this, you're learning, you're going through this, and then you get given, like, it's all yours. Emperor energy is awesome. It means you're ready for this. You're going to take charge. Stability and efficiency, which means it is yours to choose, yours to take control of. I do feel like you have ambition plans, and this card signifies that you're willing to take charge and make that happen. I want to see that, Aquarius. I am really rooting for you because I feel like for quite some time you've been grasping at it and just not getting there. And I do think it just comes with just facing these fears to make it happen. And it's not easy. Nothing is easy, and actually anything worth having is not easy. And the hardest part of the not being easy is literally actually overcoming the fear in the first place, because once we're on the other side of the fear, we come to these actual acknowledgements. Like, even if there's a setback, it's not as bad as what we actually were worrying about, because you're actually one step closer to the thing you actually really want. Dreams. Dream big. It is a time for you to nurture your dreams into existence. This does mean start setting goals. It doesn't mean you have to full on jump on cold turkey of all the things that are hindering you. It's about taking inventory, minimizing, and living the dream is what I feel like for you. This card can mean numerous things, but it's just come to me like you living the dream. Make yourself live the dream. Make it all about what you are. And this is what I do. If I want to save for something, I make it be what I'm living. That needs to be X amount so that I can then have that dream come true. And that's what my focus keeps me on track to be able to get what I desire in that moment. It's not instantaneous, it's not overnight, and that might be where you may hinder on times, but be kind to yourself. But the best things in life don't come easy. It's not instant gratification, because it's long-term. Love is long-term, it's long-lasting. Things that are long-lasting are slow and steady. Like, slow and steady wins the race kind of thing. That really truly is. People that have anything of value did not get given it overnight. And the people who are happy with things, like people who get things overnight, for instance, inheritance, or they're born into money, they are not typically happy people. And it's because it's something that they have not worked for. They have not had that slow and steady into it to really truly feel the gratitude of what they have. I'm not saying everybody that does is unhappy. I'm just saying if we look at statistics, this is generally what we're seeing in the world. Mother Mary, definitely a time for nurturing. I do feel like if you are interested in females, I feel like you want somebody who is going to love and nurture you in a way that maybe you haven't had before. If you are not interested in females, I feel as though, again, just you are craving that kind of maternal love. So that can be, again, from any gender, but I just feel like you want to be nurtured during this time, as well as it signifies you embodying Mother Mary and being that unconditional love. Love your partners unconditionally, but most importantly, love yourself unconditionally. You are programmed the way you are for a reason. And with our own programming, we can deprogram ourselves, but at the same time, we can work with our own energy to fit in our own world. We do not have to change anything to slot into another world. It's about creating our own uniquely for us. Oh, it's a cobweb on the stone, on the rock. Next we have Two of Ariel. This is really about balance. It's about having fun in the serious things. So make sure that you're enjoying your journey, but make sure that what you are working towards is actually brings you joy, is working towards a goal that is going to bring you fulfillment. It says making work fun. It does mean also balancing a few things at once. So you may have a few projects in the workspace that you're working on, and ensuring that you're having fun while balancing it. I do think if it's not fun for you and it's causing you misery, that's the universe telling you that it's not right for you and you're taking too many things on. But this card signifies that you really can get enjoyment by juggling multiple things that are leading you towards your goal. And if your goal is to save, it's definitely going to be bringing you a further income. But make sure, again, it is in alignment. It's not bringing you stress. It's not making you overthink and feel miserable. That's not what you're heading towards here. Ah, yeah, they're all on that one too. We have a change in fortunes. The things are changing for the better. This is new beginnings and ending of delays. It may be something you've been waiting for quite some time. It's finally here for you. I feel as though you really, it's like flowing or something, like things just flowing and pouring in, and it coming as though it's like continuous, which is really good. I feel like, again, this is an end to like a standstill, and it's now movement. Brilliant idea. It is definitely a creative time. Archangel Uriel says, yes, your idea is divinely guided. You are being told through your guides, through your messages, on the direction to take, and it will bring your, please take action, and it'll bring your idea into fruition. Oh, you've got 3 there, 3 of them. So take action. Again, it is time to move on. Think from the heart, what is bringing you towards your joy, what is bringing you towards your goals, and take that move, take that leap. Get past that fear level that's keeping you behind. Your final card is spiritual understanding. I am bringing you, and this is Archangel Raziel, I am bringing you esoteric information and symbols and helping you understand spiritual truths. This is definitely a time of spirituality really coming through us all, and when we are nurturing our spiritual, it comes out into our physical. We start making better choices for ourselves, and it actually a very spiritual thing we can do for ourselves. And I'm going to say this to you, Aquarius, I've said it to a few signs this month. It's making sure you are getting enough sleep, making sure that you are eating well, making sure that you are exercising for mental health, which is also spiritual health as much as physical is spiritual health. Make sure you're physical, you're getting all that you need. When we are stagnant, when we're stuck in a rut, we put on weight, we binge watch things, we distract ourselves, we sit on our phone. It's not spiritually enlightening. It does not help our real life. It keeps us distracted from anything that we need to do. This is when we realize that we need to take inventory and start nurturing, Mother Marying our unconditional love for ourselves, and making sure that we're taking care of ourselves as though we would our children. And again, when you have children, doing it for yourself is doing it for them. It's setting an example. It is keeping you in their life longer. And it's showing them exactly how to do that even when you're at your lowest point. And I think I'm kind of envisioning like someone being very unhealthy, making very unhealthy choices, when all they would have to do is start slow and steady of cutting down and actively making good choices for yourself. I hope that is helpful for you, Aquarius. Thank you so much for being here. I hope this was helpful. Please subscribe to my channel and keep up to date with any future readings. Comment below if you have any questions, and I'll get back to you. Thank you, guys.